Hey guys, Banana here. Welcome back to another Watcher of Realms video. I think this is gonna be the last Leikan video that I'll be doing. That's gonna be testing him out, and I hope this is in time for you guys to decide whether or not Leikan is actually worth your summons. So it is without doubt that Leikan is gonna be very strong in the physical matrix, which is the Spellsbane phase. But the question is, where else can we use him? And before we embark onto this testing, I just want to give a shout out to Laguna. He's the one that found this deployment sequence in Arena that seems to best utilize the Leikan redeployment strategy, and this gives an edge over the traditional Valara teams. And I also want to point out that we are using friendly face-off to test this out, which means that the mobs are equal, if not as strong, as the mobs that we find on the global live servers. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up against a full A5 team. You can see it's A5 Valara, A5 Diao-Chan, A5 Ingrid as well, which I think are the important things to take note of here. And then what we're going to run is going to be A3 Pope, A5 Ingrid, A1 Valara, and A0 Leikan. So we're not going to run any healers. So the team is good enough in such a way that it can get away without one. And it also, of course, utilizes the fact that Leikan can actually redeploy Valara here. So in case you guys didn't catch my previous videos, here's the unique thing about Leikan. When he's using his ultimate, he can replace an ally instead, despawning them, and this reduces the ally's redeployment time by 75% and the next deployment cost by 50%. And this is not even taking into account the fact that we don't have his A1, which would just make this redeployment time and cost much lower. So yeah, let's get in and I'll show you guys how it's done. Right. So first unit that we're going to place down is going to be Valara. It's the same exact strategy as what we normally do. But instead of using a healer, we're going to be using Leikan to just get an edge in some ways. This part, there is always some RNG. Yeah, he is a bit faster, but that's fine. Let's put Diao-Chan down. And once the next wave comes out, we're going to pop the Valara out. And once this mobs start moving, I'm gonna pop the lightning, and that's gonna help us to instantly delete that wave there. Let's get a slight edge over this other guy. There we go. Now we just wait for these mobs to move off before we proc the lightning. There we go. And now we just wait for this guy to do his stuff. Okay, now that the next wave is in, pop the Valara ultimate. Then we put down Ingrid. And be slightly slower here, that's alright. Ingrid is gonna do her blast. There we go. Okay, now we have Leikan in. Let's actually cast the Valara out in a bit here. And now we wait. There we go. And once this is down with the Valara out, we're going to use Leikan here to despawn Valara. There we go. Get Valara back. And there we go. So it's a lot faster than the other team in terms of our deployment because we have Leikan to also help do some damage here. And now the next wave, we're going to get the Valara out as well. But we're not going to cast the Valara out right away. Actually, we're going to do it right away. Because I think the Ingrid Overload will line up nicely in the very last wave. There we go, Ingrid Overload is up. And we should be able to get an edge over this guy here. And there you go, there's gonna be another chunk of HP. And now we move on to the very last wave. Obviously, Ingrid is in Overload here, so we don't need to pop any ultimates just yet. Now we're gonna cast the Leikan ultimate. I think we can also go ahead to cast the Valara ultimate here. And then we just wait for the last wave. Pop the lightning. There we go. So that's done. And that's the deployment sequence. What does it hinge on? Two things. Firstly is Leikan, most importantly, giving Valara a fresh restart in terms of getting rage back. And also the fact that Leikan himself does quite a bit of damage as well. So he is able to take out the waves when Valara is off. And those two factors together just gives you a slight edge over the other team. Granted, this may not be the best setup. It could have used Earlis instead. That could have yielded a better outcome. But this at least shows you guys how it should be done when you want to use all these three units together. It is a risky position. And I do have to say, if your Valara is A3, it makes this team a lot more reliable. Why do I say that? Let's just take a look at Valara's A3. So Valara's A3 basically gives her damage reduction upon her casting her ultimate. So this actually allows her to move to the top and bottom tiles in the arena and take advantage of that and not die to the AOE burst. And this is very big in terms of making the ultimate just a lot more reliable. And the next thing to take note of is that with Valara in the mix, you can actually take advantage of Stormshroud really well. So if let's say we were to just pop back in and take a look at these teams, let me just show you guys what it looks like. So Valara here. I'm just going to quicken things up so that you guys can see it. But basically, I want to show you guys what's the range that you can depart from Leikan and still take advantage of the Stormshroud passive. I cast the ultimate here. And when these guys move off, we cast the lightning. Same deal as earlier. Maybe slightly slower here, that's fine.
end, others are stayed. By the sun and stars, we will prevail.
The Valara ultimate was a bit late on the first round, which is why this mobs actually made it through. So now wait for the next wave. I just want to take advantage of Leikan here. Okay, so once again, my Valara ultimate is too late here. But what I basically want to show is that later on when we despawn Valara, she's actually gonna give Leikan that 25% damage boost for sure. And then the difference here is that let's just put that down so he gets that. I think that there's a bug here where Leikan's 25% damage doesn't show up. On Valara, you're gonna see it very clearly. So when we put Valara in, you're gonna see that 25% damage from Stormshroud. And the other big thing that I want to show here, so it's gonna be it's not gonna be the right move here, but I just want to show that even if we move up to the top here, we're still gonna get that 25% damage increase, and you can see that it's a fresh buff, which means that this is the one from her just starting to move here. So yeah, basically the 2 tile range is any tile, I think, with the square. As long as they move out of that, then, you know, Valara is gonna get that, or any other unit that moves out is gonna get that boost. But for some reason, it doesn't show on like Leikan. But I have seen the damage counters. It seems like Leikan does get that boost when the units move out. So that's a big reason why this team works so well together. Firstly, is the fact that you have 3 DPS instead of 2. Let's just ignore Poke because we know he's not going to do much here. Secondly, you give Valara that fresh start in that another extra set of ultimate. And last but not least, this team actually allows you to take to actually maximize the Stormshroud passive that Leikan has. Because otherwise, most units won't be able to do so unless you despawn them. But Valara is able to just simply move out of that 2 tile range and still get that 25% damage boost. So yeah, that's it for the video. We can just showcase gear before we go here. So obviously Pop is in Sober Arcana with Tear of Twilight. Anger is in Infernal Roar with Tear of Twilight. And then we have Valara here, her exclusive artifact with the Esotericist Cataclysm set ring. And then last but not least, we have Leikan, Sober Arcana, and then with the Helm of Helios. I think this is the only non-exclusive artifact that gives damage. There's another one that gives stats boost, but it's like only 8%, so not sure if that's better. I reckon this is. And then last but not least, Diao Chan, just with your standard Wings of Grace set as well as exclusive artifact. So yeah, that's it for the video. I hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, leave it down in the comment section below. Obviously, when these heroes come out, the meta might change from what we display here, because at the end of the day, this is just what 20 or 30 brains were able to put together on test server. When this goes to global, there's going to be much more people that can actually, you know, take advantage of this. And last but not least, if you're doing any summons this weekend and you're looking to purchase packs, feel free to use my Smile One link, which is in the video description below, that will go towards supporting the channel. And thanks for tuning in. See you in the next one. Goodbye.